Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Delia Passi, she's our guest. She's another one of those Inc. 5000 folks that we've been interviewing, people who have been recognized by Inc. 5000. For those who aren't really familiar with what that recognition is for, it's for enormous sales growth over a short period of time, and very difficult to get into this group. Delia, welcome to the program. How are you?
Oh, Kevin, I'm terrific.
Women's Choice Award. Talk a little bit about that. Give us the elevator speech.
We're the leading referral source for women. So if you're a female consumer, and you know what, we love our guys too, right? So if you see the Women's Choice Award, you know that that organization has met either the highest recommendation rating that you could possibly earn by the female consumer, or in the case of healthcare, they have met the highest healthcare standards in the country based on evidence-based reporting on their outcomes. So the Women's Choice Award makes it easy to make important decisions.
So it's not for women-owned company per se, but companies that are very respectful and very interested in the female consumer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know, today you have to be crazy if you're not focused on being that type of company, right? Because when you look at our market segment, women are making over 85% of most consumer decisions. According to a recent study by the Center for Talent Innovation in Healthcare, women are making up to 94% of all healthcare choices. Actually, one of our companies right in your backyard is North Cyprus Medical Center, who carries our seal. You have Shell Oil, who carries our seal. About 500 brands working hard to make that a standard of excellence for them, is to be that brand of choice among women.
How many of those companies are in the Houston area?
Oh, we have, in Texas, there's got to be at least close to, I would say, almost 100 brands.
Wow.
But in Houston, I know that we have a number, but those are the two that came to my mind.
Sure. That's interesting, because we might like to do a future show on those companies, and get a guest on.
Absolutely. I'm sure they would love to, because, at the end of the day, everyone has a story to tell. Every brand, every company, they work really hard to earn your business. And, they put all of their heart, soul, their time, dedication, resources and into being a brand of choice, a hospital of choice, a service of choice. And, they deserve our attention, because these are the ones who are really dedicated to creating the ultimate customer experience.
Well, we might reach out to you to help make those introductions, because that might be interesting programming.
Oh, it would be very interesting, because, people get a chance to hear truly what makes them remarkable. And that's good for business, for those who are business owners on the phone, and for the consumer, it grows your appreciation of that brand.
Talk a little bit about how you got on the Inc. 5000 list, because that's a whole revenue thing. And I'm not sure if many people would look at what you do and say, in fact, how your revenue is generated is probably an interesting discussion in and of itself.
Well, we earned a place on the list because in the last 4 years, we actually started the company in 2010. Our revenue started to come in 2011. We've had 400% growth. So, we're a fast-growing company, a multi-million-dollar business, and our revenues come from these organizations that have worked real hard to demonstrate through evidence-based reporting that they are exceeding the expectations of their customers, and they are, they carry the Women's Choice Award. With that comes a fee. But no one pays to get named by us, because if you earn a place on her list as one of the best companies in America, no one pays to get named. But if you choose to promote the program with us, so we do a cooperative revenue program where, so for example, a hospital may invest, $20,000. We invest $20,000, and we do a real strong market outreach to help women understand what exactly those brands do to earn their business.
Yes, so the revenue stream comes from the promotion itself.
The revenue stream comes from the use of the seal and our, joint outreach in the community.
I would assume, and I'm assuming there's different costs based on how much they want to leverage that relationship. Is that right, or is it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, we make it easy for brands to come in at any level. Look, if it took a lot for them to earn our award. No one pays to earn our award. It took a lot, and so we don't want to make it prohibitive. So, as a smaller company, we're considered anything under, I think, what do they say, about $100 million is considered a small company. We understand the challenges, but we also understand the importance of the women's market. And if you're not spending enough money to have this engaging conversation with her, you're not focused on a very important customer segment.
Talk a little bit about, so how much would it cost to use, I guess it depends on the size of the company. There's probably a lot of variables. What percentage of the companies participate at some level, in order to leverage a brand, financially participate?
Yeah, I would say for all of the companies that we recognize, it's probably about 1 in 7 promote and leverage the award, and that went from when we first started the company, it was closer to 1 in 20, 1 in 15.
Wow.
Now, people are seeing the Women's Choice Award everywhere. Like, if you are a Hertz Gold member, I promise you when it's your birthday, you're going to get this great birthday celebration from Hertz with the Women's Choice Award. Or if you go into, buy a washer machine or a dryer or or a stove or an oven to Kenmore, you're going to see the Women's Choice Award. Or if you go into Home Depot, you want to buy cabinets on, you're going to see from Thomasville the Women's Choice Award everywhere. If you go to the hospital,
right. I'm sorry, we're about to have to run out of time. So there's a lot of different ways, and what I want to encourage people to do is go to womenschoiceaward.com, and it's broken down in all kinds of categories. The site is incredibly intuitive, so easy to use, and it shocks me still, even though it's a lot of growth, to have 1 out of 7, because frankly, I would think every company would be smart enough to leverage that brand. I think it's phenomenal, and I'm so glad that you had a chance to talk about it, Delia, on our program.
Well, Kevin, thank you, because probably the message I didn't share is that our profits go to women's empowerment causes. So I think that at the end of the day, being a socially responsible company is where it's at today.
Yep, I agree. Delia, thanks so much for being with us. WomensChoiceAward.com. Make sure you put in an S after women. WomensChoiceAward.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
When we come back, more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. And this is The Price of Business.